Hey guys, welcome back to RPTV, and in today's video is very special. I'm extremely excited to get my hands on this car. Would never have thought I'd actually be this excited about Ford before. We're at Paddlup at Brinkworth and I'm going to take you inside and show you around the almighty Ford GT. Never have I ever once before come up close to one of these machines before, apart from something like Goodwood. I got a lot to talk about the car and a lot of bases to cover, but I haven't got a hell of a lot of time to do it, so without further ado, here's the Ford GT. Right, so here we have it. Here is the Ford GT. This particular Ford GT was, I believe, registered in 2021. They unveiled the Ford GT in 2015, I believe, at a Detroit Motor Show. And then about a year later, they decided to release the cars on the 50th anniversary of the legendary 1-2-3 podium at Le Mans in 1966. So production started on the Ford GT in 2016 and ended in 2020. The reason why this might be a 2021 registered car is if it's just been kept in storage, or if it did take them a bit longer than expected to make due to COVID or whatnot. Then it gets pushed back a little while. I believe there's about 1,350 units worldwide of the Ford GTs made, and 50 of those are the carbon series. It's not for definite how many carbon series are actually made. They don't have individual plaques per model, but I believe it is 50, unless Ford have done a cheeky and just started making them on the whim and dishing them out like no tomorrow. I'm not sure how true this is, but I read on a source on the internet that they made the carbon series Ford GT plainly just because the competition Ford GT wasn't coming to the UK or Europe. So they made 50 of these to, I guess, just keep the rest of the world happy, because they probably were butthurt that they couldn't get the track focus version. So this car is pushing out 660 brake horsepower and 746 Newton meters of torque. All of that power comes out of a 3.5 litre V6 twin turbo EcoBoost engine. Pretty rapid. That being said, the 0-60 time is 3 seconds or just under, depending on who you ask. It does a quarter mile in 10.8 seconds, and finally it reaches a top speed of 260 miles an hour, and it has some lovely Brembo carbon ceramic brakes to bring it back to a halt. Also, just a fun fact for you, when I walked in the showroom, it's currently parked next to an SVJ SLR Sterling Moss. Some very large cars. This car is absolutely massive. So just to give you a sense of scale, this car is 10 inches longer than the 992 911. So it's pretty big. I think it weighs about 1,360 kilos, roughly. The carbon series are like 20 kilos lighter than the originals. So yeah, pretty insane. So this particular car is finished in frozen white with the exposed carbon fibre stripes that start from the bonnet and go all the way down to the back of the car. I believe when they were sort of released to customers, they were offered same colour choices as the Ford GT. However, they did get the option of a secondary colour, which, because the stripes are carbon fibre, it would be this centre stripe that goes down the centre, wing mirrors, and I believe the calipers as well. According to online, it was a choice of blue, orange, silver and red, but this particular car has red calipers with a white stripe, so not sure how true that is. Cool facts about this car particularly, it has less than 30 miles on the clock. It's on delivery mileage, and it also has 0 keepers in the logbook as well, which is pretty cool. So they made this car 18 kilos lighter by applying carbon fibre wheels, a full titanium exhaust, a very lightweight polycarbonate rear hatch, and a couple of little things like titanium lug nuts and stuff like that. I was about to say that this car can be lowered up to 50 millimeters approximately. That is what Ford say. Excuse me guys, you're in my set. Yeah, as I was saying, this car I believe can be dropped 50 mil for what it is at the moment. I think it's in its highest setting. Will from Paddlup is currently grabbing the key. Wow, look at that. That is sick. So yeah, there we have it. There is the fordgt 50 mil lower. So this is the setting you would have probably on track. And then when you turn it off, it pops back up. That's insane. So yeah, that was that. So now you've seen the car drop 50 millimeters and then come back up 50 millimeters like that, which is insane. I don't think I've ever seen that on a car at all, let alone a supercar slash hypercar, whatever you want to call it. Talk about money, I haven't really found a solid source of how much these are actually worth RRP. A lot of people say they're like around 400 grandish, and then there's like a premium on top of that for it being a carbon series. So it could, I mean, it could be anything, but I'm going to take a wild guess and say like 500k. After an hour's worth of research, collecting all the sales from worldwide, basically, I managed to find one was sold this month in July. In Canada for $940,000. Top record of the value of one of these has been sold at is 1.375 million, and that went at Scottsdale auction in 2022, and I believe that was in America. So yeah, I don't know whether that car had anything on this one, but I mean, I don't see how it shouldn't, because this one is like delivery mileage, the spec is gorgeous, and you know, it can drop 50 mil rapid. What more would you want out of a car? So yeah, I think I've covered most bases in this kind of short review on this car. Unfortunately, I cannot drive it, and I wouldn't want to, because I would leave the seats brown. One thing I do have to show you before I wrap things up is the spec box that comes with this car. I would probably pay like 500 grand just for the spec box alone. It is sick. So yeah, I'll show you that, and then we'll call it a day. Right, so I shall quickly take you over to this lovely, lovely spec box. Obviously made out of carbon fibre. Got your design spec, Ford badge, and then obviously this is like a push to release jobby. I don't really know how you, oh here we are. Push to release. Here we have my demonstrator. I just get you dropping it. So there we have it. These are all the paint options, all the options for the stripes and everything. You can swap those out. It's got a lovely grey. Don't know if they actually tell you the colours of the paint on this. No, they don't. Lovely flat gloss black. Some metallic red. I believe that is what Shmee 150 has his own. Yeah. Frozen white is on this particular model. And silver with the red, which I think is probably one of the best options to go for. And the launch colour, the blue, with the white stripes. It's pretty legendary. And then lastly, is sort of a metallic. Is it metallic or is it gloss? Sort of the gloss racing yellow, which looks sick. If I was to choose, I would probably go for the white with the blue stripes. Either that or white with the red stripes, I think. White looks sick in person. And then these are all the wheel options. So try and get these out without flipping the whole thing over. So this is your matte black with the red caliper. You've got your sort of gunmetal grey with the blue calipers, your gloss black with the red, silver with black calipers, which would also be a potential option for me. And then lastly, the gloss black with the silver calipers. Silver calipers look pretty bad in my opinion. And then here you have, I believe, for the different variants of the model, I believe these were the sort of options on the interior. Also, we've got the matte carbon. and then these different materials which are used on the interior, which is pretty cool. So we've got that for the carbon series. This has light speed on it. I don't know whether this is actually like a variant or whether they just call light speed just because of the way the options are. Re-entry, this is pretty nice. This is like a nice off-white kind of leather. Black leather with black carbon. Dark energy, which is basically all murdered out, looks pretty sick. Local tire, and then launch control, which I think is pretty loud. It just looks sick though. It's like a nice reddy orange leather. Black leather with the matte carbon. So yeah, so those are all the options for the Ford GT Carbon Series. With that being said, thank you for tuning in to RPTV. I hope you enjoyed my first car review on a Ford GT. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and if you're feeling up to it, click the bell notification as well. Helps me out a lot. Thank you very much, guys. Right, so that was sick. That was amazing to get my hands on a car like that. That was insane. With that being said, I just want to give a massive shout out to Paddlup for letting me come up and film on that car. Yeah, if you are interested in the Ford GT, head over to their website. I'll put it in the link below, and you can go on there and flick through all the photos and everything they have of the car, because they have about 1 million of every single little detail. And you can also send them an offer, or if you just can't wait and you're prepared to not liaise at all, then you can also just buy it straight away. So yeah, this is the car for you. Head over to Paddlup, and if you do end up buying it, enjoy it.